You guys, this was an epic fail.
Oh, problema.
It's the best I could do on the slant that we're at.
Oh, nice. One of the downsides that we had at this campsite here is that it's not perfectly level, so everybody's been dealing with a little bit of a slant on their daily routines.
But either way, Kaylee just made us breakfast, so can't complain about that. Thank you, Kaylee.
We're gonna whip up some toasty with these eggs, and then
big day today.
big day.
We've loved our time here at this beautiful campground. I think we've stayed here longer than we've stayed pretty much anywhere else. It's beautiful and safe here, but we know we need to move on to Antigua. We've heard amazing things about Antigua. We're really excited to get there today. It's only like a 3-4 hour long drive, but
it's one of the most dangerous places I think we've encountered so far. As you guys saw in Jordan and Kaylee's video, coming down that serpentine road was extremely intimidating, very hard on our vehicles. I had to ride the brakes the entire time, and I think Jordan did too. We both have automatic transmissions, so there's no putting it in first gear and letting the transmission slow the vehicle down, because first gear in an automatic will just run away from you. So you're riding the brakes the entire time. You guys saw in a couple videos ago us getting stuck coming up a steep grade. Now keep in mind, it was wet when we came up the steep grades. These roads serpentine up the mountain because it's basically a straight up mountain, and there's steep grades serpentining all the way up the mountains.
there's 2 ways we can get out of here. They're both extremely dangerous for different reasons. The first way is the way we came in here, which is down this winding, very steep switchback mountain road. It's going to be really difficult for our vehicles to get up that road, and if we run into any problems or any traffic and need to stop, it's going to be really hard for us to get started again or continue at all. It's kind of a risk. We're not sure if we're even able to get out that way.
The other way is to go around the back of San Pedro volcano. Now, we asked the owner of this campsite, how can we get out of here if we don't want to go up the serpentine? And he said, oh, don't worry, you can just go around the backside of the volcano. And we said, okay, and is that like less of a steep grade? Yeah, definitely. But you do have to stop at the police station, and they have to radio ahead to the next city to let them know that you're coming, because it's so common that cars and motorcycles and people on foot are stopped and robbed or kidnapped or taken advantage of by banditos. I think I'm gonna take my chances trying to drive up the steep road rather than drive through an area where if I don't show up in a half an hour, the police are gonna come looking for me, because a lot can happen in a half an hour. So this is kind of the dilemma that we're at right now, is do we take the steep road where we might have a mechanical failure, or do we take the road where we might be attacked by people with machetes? This is an actual decision we're having to deal with in this country.
So I think our best bet is to try the steep road. We're gonna see how that goes. Hopefully we can make it out there easily. If not easily, we could just make it out there, period. Otherwise, we'll have to turn around and try the dangerous road.
Normally I would think, that's probably just for precaution. There's these banditos, blah, blah, blah. But somebody that was staying in our campsite was traveling with someone that climbed this volcano 2 weeks ago, and their group of tourists that were climbing the volcano were attacked by banditos with machetes. They had machetes held to their necks. They had to give all of their credit and debit card information with all of their PIN numbers, all of their phones, cameras, backpacks, everything to these guys. So I'm gonna try and avoid that area at all costs.
A little nervous today, but it's not raining. The roads are dry. We're having a beautiful, energizing breakfast. I think we can do it.
I've got faith in Pamela that she's gonna make it up the hill. And I know Jenny's got the power. So I think together we're gonna make it out of here. Let's get on the road. Whew. Here's your spoon back. Thank you so much for breakfast.
Oh, you're welcome.
Really appreciated it. So me and Allie were just talking about the differences in risk between the 2 options that we have in roads. How are you guys feeling about it?
I like it dangerously.
You like it dangerously?
Both are pretty dangerous.
I feel like I would rather be in a dangerous situation for less amount of time.
Yeah. I think like kind of the conclusion that we came to is I would rather be in danger and have a mechanical failure or have the vehicle be stuck than be in a danger of being attacked and being at the mercy of somebody that's dangerous.
I just want to save the day and tow you out, bro.
Yeah. Honestly, I was about to get my tow hook and like screw it into the front bumper and get my tow strap out just in case. Like, I think it'll be okay. A lot of people have kind of talked about how our vehicle was losing traction and they think it's because of the bike and all these different things. But also people aren't taking into account that we were at like 11,000 feet of elevation, and the higher up you go from sea level, the less power your engine has because of atmospheric pressure. So we had low engine power. It was extremely wet. It was extremely steep. Basically just the perfect storm. I think this road is made for people to go up. It's very, very steep. It's at 5,000 feet of elevation, and it's dry as a bone today.
The exciting thing is this road is steeper than the ones that you were losing traction on, but I think because it's not wet, it'll be okay.
I think we are going to get ready and pack up, and we're gonna get out of Pierre's place.
Hopefully.
If you guys were curious, this is Casa de Pierre. Passage Cap. We didn't know this, but Max and Lee stayed here, the Matneys stayed here. Pretty much any overlander person that's in this area, I think ends up at this campsite with good reason. So if you're in this area, definitely check it out.
When we pulled up a few days ago, originally Pierre, the owner of this campground, told us that this area is a flood zone. So when it rains, it definitely soaks in a ton of moisture, and it's gonna be potentially difficult for us to get out of here. We were like, yeah, no problem, we'll leave when it's dry. Not a big deal. Yesterday, our friends Marine and Miguel tried to leave. It was pretty dry when they tried to leave, and they still got stuck. So they tried to pull out of this spot, back up, and drive up the road, and they slid into this wall. Definitely a scenario we are trying to avoid. Up this road, a little chunky, and then it starts to be paved, but then it gets super steep driving out of Pierre's little compound. This is our current situation. Starting out on a very exciting note. I think we're ready to take off. We've had a blast here. Hopefully we can make it out alive. Put those dualies to work. Oh boy. Successful attempt number one. Let's see how Pamela does. Oh boy. Spinning out already, not a good sign. Get that speed. Go, go, go. A little bit more of a challenge up ahead. Now they have to go from over there all the way up to there. Come on, Jordan. Woo! This is a moment of truth right here. Very telling. If Pamela can make it up this road, maybe she'll be able to make it out the serpentine winding mountain road. Nice.
Yeah, that was a little stressful. I'm sweating actually after that. I mean, obviously it's rainy season, and even though it didn't rain last night, the ground is still a little moist. Going through a little bit of mud or a little bit of wet grass and then getting onto the concrete where your tires are a little wet and the concrete's dry still is a perfect scenario for a little slippage.
Road challenge number one, success. Now we have to get out of San Marcos, back through some pretty chunky little village roads, but then comes the real test.
About to go up, and it climbs like 1,000 feet. It's this mountain right here. It's extremely steep, it's extremely scary, and the switchbacks are basically banked. It's intimidating. Let's get it going. I'm gonna have to try and take these corners really wide, so if there's people coming, let me know on the radio.
Okay, wait.
of the way. Halfway to the top, haven't had any slipping or stalling yet. If I remember correctly, the last couple at the top are very steep, because I remember the first ones we came down were very steep. So here we go.
It's kind of funny actually, because our friends Maureen and Miguel that we've been hanging out with for the past few days are coming from Chile and going north, and so they've done all of South and most of Central America, and they were saying, oh yeah, these roads are amazing. Wait till you get further south. No, these roads are great. Which for us, these have been the worst roads by far. Kind of funny, a little nerve-wracking.
So even though that might have taken years off of Jordan's bus and our van's lifetimes, we made it out of the big steep sections of mountains. It's not really that big of a feat because Guatemala is a bunch of mountains. It's like the whole country, I think, is just a bunch of mountains. So we're gonna definitely be going over mountain passes, even in this next short little drive, but at least we made it out of the super gnarly section today. Yes.
Now we have about a 2-hour drive. We'll see you in Antigua.
So we made it to Antigua. I don't know if we're going the right way.
You have the phone.
We are on one of the streets, and just to let you guys know a little bit of the differences here, we've been on all these old towns that have really small streets. Look at the size of this street. It's huge.
It's American sized.
It's American sized. You could fit 3 cars side by side, and it's a one-way. You don't even have to try and fit 2 cars. We have parked at the police station where everything should be secure. We're gonna head off and find some grub. Well, that was delicious. It's always nice to have Indian food in Guatemala. That's really good. And Italian, well, kind of.
Indian, Italian, French, American. This place has everything.
Antigua has really come through for us. We are stuffed full. Now I think there's a French bakery next door.
We're gonna put Antigua to the test.
We're gonna go check out the French bakery. We're gonna go check out the French bakery.
Well, we made it back to the van. It started raining just in time. This is the current state of Senor Trent, the current state of Senor Frank.
Had a long, stressful day.
You did so good, babe.
I guess it wasn't that stressful. Just the
High
drive
five me.
was pretty stressful. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
The drive was pretty stressful, but we made it. We made it up the steep roads.
Wow.
Hopefully there's no existential damage that we don't know about.
There's no existential damage.
Yeah. Is that a thing?
That's a weird way to put it, but yeah, I hope there's no existential damage.
Hopefully there's no lasting damage that came from today's drive.
No, not the word you were looking for. Existentialism is like your existence, when you're contemplating existence. So I hope there's no existential damage.
Hopefully there's no damage that went unnoticed to the van or to Jordan's bus. I think everything is in good working order. We're so happy that we made it here to Antigua. The prices are through the roof.
Wow, it's expensive here in Antigua.
But it seems really cool. There's like a lot of people walking around on the streets. Everybody's having a good time. I'm excited to be here and to check this place out. Before you go, make sure you subscribe to us and hit that notification bell so that you guys get notified when we post new videos.
We appreciate you, we love you, we hope you're having a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you guys on the next one.
Bye.